All right, good. Kelly, you can go ahead and unmute.
Okay.
I talked with Kelly a couple weeks ago, and she was so gracious to just allow us to show you this technique on a real person with real goals and things that she's feeling blocked by. So, Kelly, let's talk a little bit about what you would like to work on.
Currently, I still have like a numb foot. Started in October. It wasn't really, I think, oh yeah, it was like sciatic nerve re related,
Okay.
supposedly. Like I had a pain shoot from my right hip all the way down to my right foot, and it went completely numb. I've been doing some things to help combat it, like physical therapy and chiropractic care, a little bit of essential oils. And so the pain has subsided, but I still have tingling in my toes. And um, I'm not doing the things that I used to do because it, they're tingly. My daughter's a figure skater, so I started learn to skate classes with her, and I had to stop those, and I would like to pick it back up,
Yes.
but I can't because I'm afraid to skate and then not be able to get back up off the ice.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start us off with kind of a quick reset to address just that kind of what's in your face right now. And then I would like to formulate kind of a goal that we have for the future. So when you think about this numb foot and not being able to do what you want to do, how does that make you feel?
I'm very frustrated for myself. It happened in the first place, and it could just be a lot of stress. So I'm just very frustrated. I want it to be, I want it to be gone.
Yes, like now and not.
Yeah.
And when you think about that frustration, you could just close your eyes and just do a quick scan of your body. Like, where does that land for you in your body?
In the chest.
And what's the negative thought? You've mentioned a few, but what's the primary one that just pops into your head when you think about being frustrated and that feeling in your chest?
That maybe I'm just doing too much, or maybe I'm not doing enough to help it, or it could either be too much or too little.
Yes. So, what I want you to do is take a drop of frankincense, lavender, and stress away and just put it in the palm of your hand and then rub your palms together.
Should have had these open.
That's okay. So one of the three oils we like to start out with in Aroma Freedom is lavender, frankincense, and a blend called Stress Away because Stress Away has vanilla in it. And we know that those are three powerhouse oils, especially when it comes to calm. So yeah, I just want you to breathe in deeply. So I'll tell people to cover over their nose and mouth wherever's comfortable. It might be real close or it might be far away, but whatever's comfortable for the person. And Kelly, I just want you to keep breathing deeply. And I want you to be mindful of how you feel and what's going on in your body and your thoughts. And just taking that time to almost let the molecules wash over your thinking and your feeling and the feeling in your body. And just keep breathing until you feel like things have shifted as far as they're going to shift. And then we'll come up and we'll talk about it. So, what did you notice?
Each time I took a breath, I could feel just, I don't know, stress just melting away. Like I could physically feel my body just felt like it was going lower, just in more relaxation pose,
Oh,
relaxated state.
relax
Re-
it. Yes.
Yeah. Can't, I'm still sick, so I can't think.
So, when you think about this numb foot, like obviously the dream would be that your foot would be fully functional, right? You would have full feeling in your foot. You would be able to do all the things with your kids, be active. with your family, let's say. So that's the thing that you really want, but you feel stuck. So when I say you have full feeling in your foot and you're able to be active with your family, how possible does that feel? Zero being impossible and 10 being in the bag. No problem.
I would say probably about a 3 or 4. I
Okay.
do feel like it is possible. I'm just wondering what else there is that I could be doing that could make it all the way better. It's
Yeah, definitely.
it's
So
a
when
lot better than it was.
yes,
So just
when
like the last half of the foot.
full feeling in your foot and you're able to be active with your family, what's the negative voice that says that can't be done?
Too much stress. Like maybe because my chiropractor said it's probably more emotional instead of physical. And so there is a lot of stress in my life. And maybe that's what is holding me back from fully healing.
Yeah. When you think about it being too much stress and being more emotional and not physical, which we sometimes would love it to be physical because we can see and touch and smell that, but how does that make you feel? Yes.
You stressed out even more.
Right. And like when you have that stressed out feeling, like would it be stressed, like overwhelmed or insecure or
Overwhelmed. I have a hard time saying no to things. And so there's just a lot on my plate and I
good.
need to say, yeah.
So this overwhelmed feeling, where does that settle for you in your body?
It makes my chest tight, but also makes my shoulders hurt.
So tight chest and shoulders sore. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to drift back to an earlier time. Could be recent, could be long ago, when you felt the same way. You felt overwhelmed, you felt tightness in your chest, soreness in your shoulders. It could be a snapshot, a moment in time, or it could be like a series of events, like a movie that you're watching with the same subtitle, overwhelmed, tight chest. And without editing or filtering, whatever memory comes up, just say got it when you've got it.
Got it.
I can't remember which of the oils that you have there. Could you just remind me quickly of the emotional oils that you have?
The one I have closest to me is release.
All right, let's grab your release. And again, like we did before, you can put it on your palms. Make sure you drink lots of water after a session. And I want you to cover over your nose and mouth again, wherever's comfortable. And Kelly, I want you to go back to that memory and take a good look at it, where you were, who you were with. And I just want you to breathe through it from start to finish. And as you're breathing in, I want you to pull those molecules all the way to the back of your spine. And just keep breathing deeply and slowly as you breathe through that memory. Just like we did before, breathe as long as you need to until you feel like things have shifted or your vehicle has come to a stop, and then we'll talk about it. What did you notice?
The more I thought about the situation, the more things popped up that I'd forgotten about. And I could I hear myself saying that it's okay and you're better than that. And you've gotten through it before, you can get through it again.
Awesome. So I want to circle back to our role of having full feeling in your foot and being active with your family. How possible does that feel? Zero being impossible and 10 being in the bag.
I'm gonna say it's probably about a 7 or 8 now. If I can get through these emotional blocks and what we just did and just keep doing that, then it's
Yes,
bye
it
bye.
definitely feels more possible. And that's
Yes,
something I love about AFT is that you yourself were able to really take a good look and your feelings were able to have their say. And so now they don't have to keep pressing you to get your attention. You have
yeah,
now given them the space to give you the information that your body and mind think that to keep you safe, right?
right.
And remember, this is always an amazing time to turn this into a prayer too and be like, wow, Holy Spirit, when I think of this memory, this is how I feel. This is where I feel in my body. Will you come with me into this process? And of course, He always brings only light and truth and comfort, right? Okay, so when I say I have full feeling in my foot and I'm able to be active with my family, what's the negative voice though that says that still can't be done?
That I'm still too heavy to do it, to be active, and that's another thing that's holding me back from probably being fully functional,
So when you think about that voice, when you hear that voice, how does it make you feel?
depressed
And where do you feel that depressed feeling in your body?
in my throat. Like it made me cry. Like it's clogged. Like I can't.
Yeah, yeah. So just like we did before, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to drift back to an earlier time. Could be recent, could be long ago when you felt depressed and you felt this clogged feeling in your throat. And without judging or editing, when you've got the memory, just say, I've got.
Got it.
Do you happen to have like inner child by any
I
chance?
do. It's in the other room. I can grab that real quick.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love
Okay.
that.
All right, be right back.
We're able to use different emotional blends. What that does is it's going to be hitting different parts of the brain. Gary Young was really amazing at helping to formulate different emotional blends that have different superpowers. So, release, the one that we used earlier, is really good at releasing negative emotions, particularly anger. Inner child is developed to help us get back to curiosity and wonder, like you would as a child. So that's a really powerful emotional blend that we use. All right. And just like we did before, put some on the palms of your hands, cover over your nose and mouth, and then just start to breathe deeply. Just be mindful of that memory that came up, just allowing those aromas and sweet smells to just wash over you, wash over your thinking and your feelings and your whole body. And just breathe deeply and relax and listen. What did you notice?
That it's not me, but that I'm worth it. And that's what kept popping up in my head was, you are worth it.
Love that. Now, when you think about that memory now, Could you just rate the charge for me? 0 being no charge at all, and 10 being panic and terror.
Say that again.
0, no charge at all, and 10 being panic and terror. If you would rate the emotional charge of that memory,
Mhm.
when you think about it now.
When I think of it now, probably like a one. Not a one.
So I'm going to circle back to our goal. You have full feeling in your foot, and you're able to be active with your family. How possible does that feel? 0 being impossible, and 10 being in the bag.
I'm gonna go with 10. I know I can get there. I will get there. Not a can't, but I will.
I want to do what's called a boost, and I want to stay in this really good feeling that you have. And
Okay.
how are you going to feel? Like, I want you to picture your toes curling up and down, being able to feel the grass under your feet, and getting those ice skates on, or going out and playing pickleball, which is what I like to do. What emotion bubbles up in you when you think of that?
Joy,
Yes. And where do you feel that joy in your body?
like in the whole trunk area. Like I just picture that and I'm like,
Uh,
that's excitement and joy and I can't wait.
So I feel joy in my whole trunk area as I have full feeling in my foot, and I'm active with my family. Does that feel true and good?
That's true and good, yes.
So that's what I'm going to use as your anchoring statement.
Okay.
But there were also some things that you said, and just let me know if there's any more that you want to anchor.
Okay.
Um, you're better than that. You're okay. You're worth it. So another one could be like, I feel joy in my whole trunk area as I have full feeling in my foot and am active with my family. I am worth it.
Ooh, I like that.
Mhm. So are you writing that down, or do you need me to write it in the chat?
I am trying to write it down.
So I feel joy
Okay.
in my whole trunk
Okay.
as I have full feeling in my foot, and I'm active with my family. And then I am worth it. All right, let's come up with the power pose that really resonates with that. So I feel joy in my whole trunk area as I have a full feeling in my foot, and I'm active with my family. I am worth it. I feel joy in my whole trunk area as I have full feeling in my foot, and I'm active with my family. I am worth it. Or maybe it's like receiving hands. I feel joy in my whole trunk area as I feel full feeling in my foot, and I'm active with my family. I'm worth it. Or maybe it's hands on the hip, cape in the background. I feel joy in my whole trunk area as I have full feeling in my foot. I'm active with my family. Did any of those power poses resonate with you? Or maybe there's something that's coming to mind that you're like, you know what? I really like to hold my trunk while I'm thinking about it, or have a happy face.
I count the hands on the hip with the cape in the background. Cape
Yeah,
in the back.
Superman. All right. And then of the oils that you have, and I know you have quite a few, and if you have something like believe or transformation, those are really good ones for anchoring statements. I would just give them a little sniff and see which ones resonate with you. Or you might find something like citrus fresh, just a bright, wonderful smell, lemon. It really makes you happy,
I will try all those.
joy. So, anyway, pick one that you like, that you want to use in your anchoring statement.
Okay. I think because I have these closest to me, I think I will Go back and use Inner Child. That smelled really good.
Inner child is so good. Okay. And then were there any other action steps that came besides us doing our anchoring statements twice a day? Was there anything else that came to your mind that, hey, maybe I could do some more relaxing or de-stressing or just any wisdom that came?
Definitely de-stressing, and I need to give myself time each day for myself and not just work or I spend a lot of time with my daughter anyway, but I
Yes.
need some time to myself
Mhm.
without her so that I can focus on my health.
And that goes back to I am worth it.
Yes.
And yeah, sometimes it's, I don't know if you have like little shows you like or a novel that you really like, but those can be easy ways to, hey, I'm going to read a chapter of my novel. That's my time right now. And I'm going to go on the back porch and I'm going to do that. And you guys, if there's blood, bone, or fire, come get me. But other than that's what my mom always said because she worked nights. So we knew that it had to be blood, bone, or fire for us to wake our mother up. Otherwise, we're getting in trouble. So that's what I want you to do to speak out your anchoring statement. And I like to do it, put my oils in, and I feel joy in my whole trunk area as I have full feeling in my foot and active with my feeling. I'm worth it. And then do the same thing in your power pose and do that just as many times as you need, maybe even for a couple of minutes until really, you're really not distracted. You're really like, yes, I am worth it. Yes, I'm gonna get through this. And I'm gonna be kind to myself today. I'm gonna do something for me. And that I'm worth it. And so it's okay. So you're already setting yourself up morning and evening to keep your promise to yourself. You keep your promises to everyone else. I know you do. You show up for them. If you say, I will be here at this time, you are there at that time, are you not? So now you have just made that promise to yourself. Kelly, I will show up for you today. And we're going to go do something fun and relax. Thank you so much for letting me take you through that. And I hope if it's okay with you, I'd like to circle back in a few days and see how you're doing.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yes.
So I have a question. Kelly, thank you, first of all, for just being vulnerable and letting us all observe. I know that isn't easy to do, and so I just appreciate that. So I think you talked about this a little bit, Michelle, but can you tell me a little bit? So when you talked about lavender and frankincense, and that makes sense to me as an oil, but then you mentioned stress away, release, and inner child. So those are combinations of essential oils.
They're blends. So like Stress Away has lavender, vanilla, lime, and copaiba in it.
And are they for certain things then?
Yeah, so usually it goes with the name that it's given. So stress
Okay.
away is one that usually people will diffuse at night to help them decompress. And neuroscience wise, what's activating that is the lavender and the vanilla. The lime has
Okay.
a very, any of your citrus oils, if you're really high, they'll bring you back to ground. If you're really low and dumpy, they'll bring you back to ground.
Okay.
So it's really interesting to me. I wouldn't have thought that orange would be a calming oil, but it is. I would have
Hmm.
thought it would be like a bright, get my mood up. It will bring your mood up if you're down. If you're
Okay.
all over the place, it'll also bring you down. So
Okay.
it's more of a getting you back to ground. Yeah, and like
Okay.
from a child, like I said, it's formulated with the oils that are in it to help a person feel that curiosity and wonder that you had when you were a child, before the world got stressful, when you used to
Okay.
look
And
at things.
complicated and
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And you'd be like, oh,
Okay.
a bubble. Wow. Or something. Or
And then the release is to really allow you to let go of
it really
or
helps
to
you with
promote.
anger and negative thoughts and negative emotions.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it has to do a little bit with which part of the brain it activates. But also the oils, once you put them on your skin, within 2 to 20 minutes, they'll affect every cell in your body. So it's
Wow.
giving, so that's That again, that's why we have to use high quality essential oils because you don't want pesticides affecting every
Right.
cell or any other contaminants. But if you get a high quality oil, then it can be so effective. Like I said before, that's the reason we use essential oils because there's maybe over 300 constituents just in that one drop. And they all know what to do. Oh, I'm going to clean this receptor site, or I'm going to go
Sure.
here and make you feel focused or make you feel calm. One of the things that happens in life is that we experience something, goes right to the amygdala, which is our alarm center. It's our smoke detector. I smell smoke. Alert. What's happening? Then we're supposed to go up to our watchtower. Okay. That's like your frontal cortex, your thinking brain. The watchtower goes, oh, it's just the toaster. There's a piece of bread stuck in the toaster. And then if or it could be like, oh, that's electrical fire in the garage. Get the kids, get the cat, let's get out of the house. It gives us meaning. It helps us to differentiate what's actually happening. And sometimes when you feel on fire, you get stuck in the alarm center. But when you're smelling the oils, like in the reset, you're like, I just feel so emotional. I'm on fire. And then you're smelling, it's helping you to get back to that watchtower.
Back to the, yeah.
Yes. You know, remember in our session, she said, oh, I started to remember other details because
Mm.
I'm not in frantic mode anymore. I'm able to look over here and say, oh, I'm not alone. Or I did make it through that and I was actually fine.
Sorry, I unmuted myself. So I am licensed through the state for in-home childcare and preschool, and I have yearly surprise inspections. I've been licensed for 13 or 14 years, and I am a rule follower, but my state lady told me at my very first inspection, my job is to find where you're not in compliance. And it makes me nervous, even just talking about it. So by my very front door, I keep a bottle of Stress Away, and I discovered this. So I've been using oils about 10 years. So probably about 6 or 7 years ago, it was before COVID, I discovered that if I can put a drop between my wrists, and I have a prayer, I'm a believer in Jesus. So I say, God, help me be calm, help me be calm. And I can actually walk up the steps. I am so nervous. It just makes me, it's a huge panic. I don't have no idea why, but just one drop between my wrist will take me from literally throwing up almost and not being able to walk up the stairs to I'm pretty composed. And that is amazing because it just, I don't even know how to explain it, but it does. And it stops my racing heartbeat. So,
We talked about how your sense of smell has that direct pathway to the alarm center of your brain. And so it's going to have that immediate and irresistible effect. Yeah. And then it's on your wrists. It's also going into your body. You also know that something's going to happen. And so it's almost like muscle memory a little bit. I know I'm going to be okay. It's amazing how we can. The other thing that about naming your feeling, if you can do nothing else, if you don't have any oils with you, just naming the feeling moves the activity from your brain, from the amygdala to the higher cortex. So I tell my kids when I'm substitute teaching, I'll take them through a reset and I can't use oils on them in school. And so I'll just do deep breathing with them. But just helping them to name their feeling accurately is a game changer. It's huge. And as a person increases their emotional intelligence, their ability to be resilient also increases. Guys, if you don't have any other questions, I think I'll let us go. But I just, again, I'm so thankful to have this opportunity to share this with you.